If you had a job where you come to work and people clap for you, it would change your entire mood.
We don't have any plans at the moment to do PC.
Or you can grow a conscience in the next 5 minutes and see where that takes you.
Don't this hit make my people wanna stop? Don't this hit make my people wanna stop? Don't this hit make my people wanna stop?
Watch the series finale of X-Men next Saturday morning. Check your local listing.
What the hell going on?
Oh, we heard tale of a party. Gangnam Style. Open Gangnam Style.
There can be only one magical Negro.
Come el tiki que llama que buena baila usted a la vuelta papi otra vez llegó el negro de.
It won't take long when there's a song to help you set the pace.
Howling holler from the heart.
This is pathetic.
Where we used to live.
Life could be worse.
This is the worst.
This is the worst.
This is the worst.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal.
Ai, menina, mina, chega aí. Ai, menina, mina, chega aí. Vai, quebra, tem mais, vai. Menina, chega aí. Vai, olha, danado. Eita!
And the Disney stock just keeps going down and down and down.
I'm bag of pixie dust. Contraband.
They're going to do the Mary Poppins thing. They're going to do it. They're going to do it.
Magic mirror on the wall. Who's the fairest one of all?
Oh, bitch, you killed Kenny.
Kenny.
You fat hoe.
I get it. I'm not persecuted. I'm just an ass.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to my channel. I'm Reina Creole, and of course, you know, I am always giving you that spice and hot takes when it comes to pop culture and sci-fi analysis. And of course, welcome to the Spice Lounge, where we give you those hot takes, that spicy conversation. We have no filter whatsoever because we definitely keep it real on this show. And speaking of keeping it real, well, the day has arrived. That abomination known as Ironheart will be premiering this evening. And well, let's just say it's kind of interesting considering social media reaction. I guess the embargo lifted, like 3 hours ago? But the actual review embargo doesn't end until after the show airs at 9 p.m. Eastern tonight. Kind of interesting, isn't it? And definitely sounds a little sus. So we're going to be talking about the reaction so far to Ironheart and talk a little bit more about that show and why I do consider it to be an abomination, so to speak. That Pedro Pascal, guess what? He's like, look, don't worry. I know you're concerned about me being, Reed Richards, but it's okay. Plus, Spike Jonze says that Pedro Pascal is the kind of masculinity that we want.
No.
Absolutely freaking not. And of course, other hot topics to talk about this evening. So while you guys are starting to gather between YouTube and between X, let me bring in some of my friends to drop in on the panel. Of course, we've got Erica with Hanging from Erica and Rob, and I'm so sorry I brought her on with like mid enjoying the brownie there.
Oh, it's all good. I'm not even trying to hide it.
It looks so good. It looks so good.
Mm.
Reminds me of not exactly the same, but kind of. I had a churro cookie last night at the
Damn, a
Contempo Cafe
churro
at the
cookie.
Contemporary Resort. I looked at it. I thought it was something wrong in the app. I thought I was imagining things. Maybe it was the heat or something like that. You know, at the end of the night, we're just like, I'm just crashing, enjoying stuff. No, 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 no. It was a
Was
churro
it good?
cookie, and it wasn't crispy. It was nice and soft, and it
What?
was just coated in cinnamon
Mm.
sugar, and it
Come
had
any more convincing than that. I'm a
cinnamon
purist when it comes to churros.
buttercream on
Oh,
top, and then it had a couple of. I know they use cinnamon toast crunch, and it's okay. I don't care. They had it like in the buttercream, so it looked like a little hat on top of it, and I make snickerdoodles
mm.
like crazy. Like the snickerdoodles that I would make if there was an office potluck and they found out that I was bringing something, the question is not are you bringing snickerdoodles, how many are you bringing? Because people want to grab them all. But yes, that cookie was so darn good. That was so good.
I love churros.
I do too. I do too. I love
I
churros.
grew up eating them for breakfast with café con leche. Oh, yeah. But see, we Cubans, we just put regular sugar on those. No cinnamon sugar, no powdered sugar, just regular
Regular
sugar.
sugar. I like the
It's so
cinnamon in the
good.
sugar though. It's
Yeah,
so
I know,
freaking
girl.
good.
You gotta find yourself a Cuban churro truck. Trust me.
Now, I
Narrow it
have.
down.
Okay, granted, they were at the Columbia restaurant where I had churros and actually like those the ones with that they've been hand extruded, you know, old school style,
Mhm.
served
I
with
haven't
like,
had those.
oh, they're so good. They are
I'm always too
delicious.
full to get to dessert when I eat there.
I didn't have them. I got the sneak one. Camera girl got the churros. I got like the mango passion fruit cake, but she got the churros and almost snookered me into getting a churro extruder direct from like Spain to make churros. I was like,
Mm.
no, I see exactly what you're trying to do. No, 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 no. Hey Tom, how you doing, my dear?
Now I want churros and snickerdoodles and all that fun stuff.
All that deliciousness.
Ugh.
Oh,
Oh,
well,
boy.
man, I had a what the heck is that thing called? I had a barbecue chicken pizza, no, not pizza, flatbread. Supposedly, again, do not eat in the Magic Kingdom. Go to the resorts. So I went to the Contemporary. Oh my God, it was so good. It was so fresh. I was just like, this is delicious. This is why I come over to the resorts to eat. So yeah, it was some
Their
good.
burgers are surprisingly really good there at the was it Contempo Cafe or was it the other place?
Which one's the
Steak 71. No, it was Contempo Cafe
probably?
because we ordered in the evening. It was late. They were surprisingly pretty good.
We're talking
It
Disney
was an
food.
English burger.
Sorry, I saw Erica with the brownie, and I just went off on that. Delu says I'm American and I prefer the funnel cake. I'm
Oh,
Creole and I'll take
right.
all of them. Funnel cake,
Yes.
pralines,
Don't matter.
churros,
Fried dough and sugar. We're all there.
I'm
We
fat.
don't
I'll
judge.
do that anyway. I don't care.
fried dough with sugar on it. You can't miss with that.
Mm, mm.
you,
It's
what
so
you
good.
do. But folks, let's see. I see you guys in here. 75 of you already. Welcome, 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 welcome. Show's a little bit slightly abbreviated tonight because I said I was going to do it. I'm going to drag my channel members with me. We're watching Ironheart tonight. So
I'm afraid.
you can
I'm
get
going to bed.
my whole you can watch it when you get up. When you get up, you can watch me go off on the show in real time. Okay, so this is so you can see somebody actually watching it and giving you their absolutely unfiltered opinion on that. So channel members, I've got the post on the I keep calling it the community tab, but now it's the post tab where it's got the link for us to all watch it, and you guys can enjoy my pain. Sorry, Lorena, I would do anything for you, but I won't do that. Wasn't that a song?
Mark, you meatloaf?
That's what I thought. It's okay. You can watch my reactions to it. That's all right. That's all right. That's okay. That's okay. All right. So let's see. Let's hit with some hot topics real quick. Of course, I had to share this. I love the Street Fighter game, the Street Fighter movie from the 90s. Yes, it was cheesy, but I don't care. It was fun. But a new Street Fighter movie is coming. Yeah, it's coming, and they finally cast Chun-Li. So I'm excited to hear about this. Unlike Jezebel, I actually know that Chun-Li belongs in Street Fighter and not Mortal Kombat.
Oh.
Did you guys? You probably think this was before you guys were on my channel. So when the Mortal Kombat movie came out, the online trash rag Jezebel. I wonder if it's even still up there. If they finally got off. If they finally trashed it. Nah, it's still there. Nah, still there. But anyway, Jezebel they wrote this really nasty article like, how dare you have a Mortal Kombat and where's Chun-Li? They got dragged so hard, including by me, as for why Chun-Li is not in a Mortal Kombat. But anyway, I'm excited about this. I know. I think Jason Momoa is supposed to be in it, but the most important casting was going to be Chun-Li. So I'm quite happy to see who they've got. She's gorgeous. I cannot wait to see her as soon as that role comes up. So let's see. We have got that. Let's see. What do I want to do? Assassin's Fist was okay. Assassin's Fist would mean Assassin's Creed, or the first Street. I have not seen the '90s Street Fighter movie because I saw the Mortal Kombat movie instead. So I haven't seen it yet. So I don't know how good or bad it's in it. I know Jean-Claude Van Damme was in it, and I think by that time I was kind of tired of seeing him. He was overexposed like Pedro Pascal.
He wasn't as much as a creep as Pedro Pascal.
That's true.
I was better looking, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know on that. I'm not going to say Pedro's good looking or John. I'm just not doing that.
No, that Jean-Claude, that guy. Sorry, I'm tired and my brain is like really doing weird things tonight.
No, that's okay.
I promise this is a real brownie, not a special brownie.
I say you're gonna share.
He's like, it's actually real. It's real. No. It's not the it's not that kind of brownie. But speaking of Pedro Pascal, since it's almost like Beetlejuice. You call his name 3 times and all of a sudden, he shows up in something. But coming from MCU Film News, Pedro Pascal talks about being cast as Reed Richards in the Fantastic Four First Steps. So this is a quote right now, and I'll explain why later. I'm more aware of the disgruntlement around my casting than anything I've ever done. He's too old. He's not right. He needs to shave. He needs to look like Reed Richards, and he doesn't.
He needs to put a mask on so we could see him.
Or he just needs to disappear. He's ugly and creepy and weird.
I mean, go back to being Mandalorian with the mask on.
He was better with the mask on. He was better in Game of Thrones. I loved him to death in Narcos, but that was before he was overexposed. He was actually good in Narcos, but now it's just like he is just shoved in everything. And it's not just that, as you know, him just being a complete douche canoe whenever he has a chance, which is any day that does not end in Y. Okay. And we know that about him. So we all know, at least this is me. I know some other people said kind of the same thing. He's not John Krasinski. He does not sell me on the fact that he's Reed Richards. And frankly, he doesn't even have enough masculinity to actually give me that impression.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the reason I know people were like,
I'm going to refrain. Really trying hard not to say what I want to say.
I think he's what we want in masculinity. I guess if you want your ovaries to shrivel up and you have no estrogen whatsoever, I guess you want to look at him. I don't know, but this just it doesn't work. But here's the thing, and this is the same thing that they've done with the other Marvel movies, the same thing that they've done with the likes of the Acolyte, especially. Whenever there's a piece of crap Marvel movie that is going to drop, guess who gets a spread in Vanity Fair? And now it's Pedro Pascal's turn. Everyone wants a piece
of his Vogue look.
Yes. I'm just like, no, everyone wants a piece of Pedro Pascal. No, we do not.
No.
We do not.
That's really
definitely
funny.
not.
Jeez. Sorry, honey. He don't get my juices flowing like that.
Same. It's like looking at you does not make me actually want to divest myself of my clothing. It's just not working.
Makes me want to withhold my grandchildren from him.
Everybody wants peace. No, sorry, I'm straight. Thank you.
They just want to make this guy happen, and he's not happening at all. But then again, here's Disney. Disney likes to stick with actors they know and actors that they can use over and over and over again, which is why you've got Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom in the new Avengers movie. Why, even though Dude was in the Masked Mandalorian, they've got Pedro Pascal back. Disney does not like to really risk anything unless, say, Steven Spielberg calls you up and tells you have to use somebody like Rachel Zegler. But this is what they do. They try to make this guy not be what he is. And between him basically calling J.K. Rowling a bully, okay, just because he has a transgender sibling. It's like, I could care less. You have a transgender sibling. I have a nephew who's gay. That's neither here nor there when it comes to you painting fans as being intolerant, because y'all remember this, right? Or do we have short memories?
Mm-hmm.
I remember this.
Yep. I have a car with a transmission. Does that mean I'm special?
You have a what?
I'm sorry.
Car with a transmission. That means I'm special?
Mm-mm.
Even if I had a family member that, was trans, like, that doesn't make me sympathize with their ideology. If anything, I'd feel sorry for them for being mentally sick. But that doesn't mean I'm going to go around flaring around, flag in your honor. Like, no, I might. We're just gonna have to agree to disagree here, and
You're
I
not gonna
hope you
dance with
get
the
the help
rainbow
that you
rod?
need.
You got to
No.
do a little dance with the rainbow thing.
Doodle dance.
Sorry, Casey and the Sunshine Band just flashed with me.
That's who
On
sang that? I never knew.
Yeah, yeah, he did. He did. Yeah, but it's like with Pedro Pascal, it's like then again, all the crap that he said, which is way worse than anything Gina Carano had said. And yet Gina Carano is the one that gets fired. Now they want to endear this guy back to us so people can go out and see the Fantastic Four movie. I mean, I'll go see it and review it because that's just what I do. But I could care less about this dude. I really could. And it's annoying that this is the same guy who, just because he has the right politics, that the likes of Disney and other people keep
I
hiring
was just
him.
gonna say, because they all drink out of the same well.
That same
That's
thing.
why they push the people to the front. They push them on us because
Mhm.
they drink out of the same well. And the good news is that we have the choice to actually give them our attention and our money or not.
Exactly.
I choose not to.
But then again, actors are always auditioning for their next job. So that's why they'll say, certain things. It's like, hey, I'm the right person. You have to, keep hiring me. And that's what they do because they've already gotten paid the money. The check is cashed. The movie's wrapped. It's done. They're on their way looking for their next thing. Bonzo, yeah, I just said this. Scroll back. Scrub back. I just said this. So there's a difference between the actor, their body of work, and who they are in the public eye. Because there used to be a point in time, where there were plenty of actors we didn't really agree with their ideology, but they weren't trashing the fans because we didn't agree with their ideology. And that's the problem that we have going on now. Pedro Pascal, you guys remember, well, some of you do, like his Instagram post that he pulled, basically because he was a punk about it, saying, losers in 1865, losers in 1945, and then losers now, basically trashing, people who were voting for Donald Trump. So, and now you want us to go and watch your movies. Yeah, sure. Okay. Stuart Patterson says, would you walk through hot coals for your gay nephew? Like, would you stand in the way of them being cast out? What exactly do you mean by that?
I wouldn't even do that for my husband, who's stupid enough to walk through hot coals anyways.
I know. I'm
If
like,
you want to be the dumbass and walk through hot coals, go for it. I'm not doing that. That's like if everyone jumped off of a bridge, would I jump too? No.
No. I mean, do you mean it in the way that if somebody hurt my gay nephew, would it? Yeah. Yeah. I would beat your ass down if you messed with him. 100%. But here's the other thing, and I'm not saying that this is what you're saying, but I'll put it like this. I do not use that to bash people who do not agree with his lifestyle. That's the difference. With Pedro Pascal, he thinks that because he has a sibling who is trans, okay, a lot of people have siblings. Well, there are people who have trans siblings who aren't being a douche canoe about it. And basically, instead of saying, hey, I support my sibling, they're great, they're awesome, and all this stuff, you want to use that to talk about how intolerant people are. And you don't even know these people. That's the problem that I have with it. So that's why I kind of wanted to clear that up a little bit. So just to make sure that I wasn't getting it wrong.
One of my I'm going to be very, very careful here. One of my son's friends will say struggles with identity. And this person is like a child to me. I absolutely love them to death, and we are very close. I'm like a second mom to this person. And we've had an honest conversation about because it has affected their romantic life.
Mhm.
And even they have admitted, in all honesty, yes, I understand not everyone is going to agree with my stance. And it was a very open, honest, and very loving conversation. It was very much non-judgmental. And
Mhm.
I love that their approach was, yes, this is my struggle. I acknowledge it's a struggle. At the same time, I don't expect people to, and I'm not going to force people either to, agree with this. And that's just part of my struggle,
Mhm.
and um, there's like I feel like there's two different types. You got the ones like that, and you have the ones that are just so everything has to be politicized, and not every issue or people's lifestyles should be politicized like that.
Yeah. And some people want their privacy.
Mhm.
That's the other thing. It's like why is it that we need to know who's trans and who isn't? That's not really our business. And there's some people where they're just like, I don't want to want to have that out there. Kiss My Grit says, honest question. Who is Pedro Pascal blackmailing in Hollywood to suddenly skyrocket to fame? Did he sacrifice himself at Bohemian Grove? You know what, Kiss My Grits? You could be
I have
very, very close
I've
to
thought of that. I've often wondered, what is this guy's angle? Like, what's going on that we don't know, especially after, um, Pro Show, was it about 2 weeks now?
Mhm.
He had, Tom, help me out. Who was it? Nat and Guy, is that the name of the channel?
Yeah.
Nat Geo.
That was on, yeah, and she did this full, thorough investigation into his family history,
Mhm.
and he is not what he touts himself to be. His family is very much has always been well connected, politically connected, and he has been very much privileged his entire life. And she just obliterated who he's
Hmm.
trying to personify himself to be. Yeah, I would go on her channel. Nat and Guy is the name. They have a Spanish because she's Mexican. They have a Spanish channel and they
Oh,
have one in
okay.
English. But or just go to Pro Show from like what 2 weeks ago, I think it was, maybe 3 weeks.
You know?
And
Okay.
holy cow,
Oh.
she just, I mean, it was shocking. And it kind of made me wonder what that actually went through my head. What Kiss My Grits was saying was, you know what? It kind of makes you wonder, where are the connections? And it's just things that make you go,
Mm.
She was also on
Hollywood.
Pro Show today too.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was on Pro today too.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out because Hollywood is a very small town, and even with the short time that I lived in that cesspool, you would be surprised, and you probably wouldn't be, how much dirt people have on certain people so they can stay in positions of power. Case in point, Kathleen Kennedy. I'll leave that there. There are so many skeletons in people's closets where it's like, do you want that to come out? XYZ, then I guess you better hire me for your next you know, for your next job. But I have to check that out because it's always it's like when I see people, especially when I see people from Latin American countries, and when they come to the US and the first thing they start talking about is how racist the US is, I'm just like, okay, we need to look exactly into what your country's involvement in the slave trade was. And considering Latin America got 3/4 of enslaved people. So it's kind of like, let's look into exactly what your background is and why is it you are in this position of pushing that you're not quote unquote white when in your own country you truly are Blanca. Why is that? And why are you so invested in that? So I'm gonna have to check that out. That is actually really, really cool to check out. Check out the actual dirt that you didn't want to.
Mhm.
Well, I guess it was hidden in plain sight. I guess you would say. I'm guessing probably. Actors are nothing more than adult pretenders. Gary Buechler of Neurotic. Keely, I have to push back on that one because there's a lot of actors that I know who are very good at their craft, and some of them are hacks, which is true, which is true. But to quote Romy, Mrs. Latino Slant, um, people who say that it's pretending, it's like, yeah, tell that to your nervous system when you go through like this really powerful scene. I think what's happened is you've had society elevate actors to the point where they can do no wrong and they're supposed to tell us what to do. There used to be a time when actors were just as integrated in society. Like we used to lift up those actors who actually went and served in the military. I know we had actors who actually did that. The ones who did, philanthropic work, stuff like that. Gary Sinise is one of them. I mean, he brings Gold Star families to Disney World every year because he does, and you hardly hear anything, about that. And he does plenty of that stuff. Hey, BR guys, thank you so much for being a channel member. I sure do appreciate that, my dear. So appreciate that. And good seeing you. Let's see. I saw someone else's note. Mark Daly, he's Hispanic but doesn't look Hispanic. Movie execs want to cast a Hispanic but think white people will only watch Hispanics that look white. Wonder where they got that idea. I don't know.
One thing about us Hispanics, we're very deceiving in many ways. There's not really
one look.
Yeah, no, there's no real stereotype other than the stereotype, I guess. This is going to sound, I'm half white, so I can say this. Although white people want to push on to everybody else as to what a Hispanic person should look like, we come in all different shades. From
yes, thank
black
you,
as
Aldo.
night to white as Snow White with blonde hair, blue eyes. If you've seen the telenovelas, I have seen, I mean, naturally blonde, blue eyes, and they
saying
Spanish is all they speak. And then you go down to Cuba, and they're black as night down there, and they are Cuban as all. So we go from one extreme way to the other.
I can't tell you how many times in Florida I've been in stores and some lady will tap me on the shoulder and she will start speaking to me in Spanish like I know what she's talking about.
Yeah.
I can pick up some of it, but not really. But absolutely 100% right. Hispanic is an ethnicity. It's not a race. So for people or say Pedro will say, well, I'm not white. It's like, okay, what you mean is you're not Anglo. That's what you're trying to say, as if being white Anglo-Saxon Protestant is something to be ashamed of. That's where that is coming from. So
I'm a mutt. I'm happy about it.
That's all right.
It makes life very interesting because I like that we can come in many disguises. It's actually kind of fun because growing up, I looked like a white girl, and very few could pick up on that I had any ounce of Hispanic in me, and I could pretty much cuss out any preppy white girl in Spanish, which was always fun.
Do I
Or
look
eavesdrop on conversations.
Hey, fierce, apathetic Black queen. Thank you for correcting me because, oh God, there's so much in here. Hispanic are natives from the Iberian Peninsula. Yes, if you're just from the Iberian Peninsula. That's, we'll just say, because in the New World, there was a social distinction between those who were peninsulares, who were born on the Iberian Peninsula, and Criollos who were in the New World. And basically, if you were a Criollo, you were basically treated like crap for the most part. So that's where you had the revolution and all that stuff pop off. So that's the thing. You can't go by looks, and it's actually quite disgusting. It's like, why don't you just be happy with who it is, and who you are. I've never heard Antonio Banderas say he was or wasn't white. I didn't care because he was freaking hot.
Yes, he was. Yes.
Like, how do you get tired of Antonio Banderas? Melanie Griffith, I don't get it. Anyway, so that's enough about Pedro Pascal. I figured I'd pop off on him for a little bit, since, as usual, he cannot.
I mean, to be
stop
fair, we
talking.
can be a real big pain in the ass to be married to and live with. So,
You know what?
I'm shutting the hell up.
You're 100% right. And every time I think that that's not true, I go back and see exactly why my grandmother was the way that she was, and now I can see why she is. Why she was the way that she was. Oh my God. Complete.
I mean,
with the
my ex
accuracy
couldn't
of throwing a
hang,
house shoe.
and Raph, my ex couldn't hang, and Raph tells me all the time, "I'm glad you're only half. I could never handle a full-blooded Latina." He's like, "No."
So funny. It's like my cousin says. She says, "Oh, great grandma, she wasn't crazy. She was Spanish." I'm like, okay. Yes, she crazy. Crazy. That's why I would watch telenovelas. I'm like, wow, this feels just like my relatives.
You know, I've never actually thought of that. I just thought my grandmother was crazy, my Cuban grandmother. But now you know what? No, she was just Cuban.
Yeah. And we just got
She
all
was
of them.
who she was, and who she was.
Oh my gosh. My grandma,
I love
she would
refrain from telling stories.
it just like
I
go
tell you,
off on
Italian ladies
people
are
and the
not that much
phone.
better.
She picks up the phone, her voice changes. It's nice and polite. When just half a
Oh,
second
I
ago, she was
wasn't.
cussing everybody else out.
Yeah, I wasn't her granddaughter. I was the hija puta. Yeah. Oh, yeah, hija
Oh.
puta.
Yes, RJ McReady. I swear, I still can't believe he was Puss in Boots. He had way too much fun as Puss in Boots. I'm like, wow. Hey, CJ, he says Lorena has to put up with me. I feel sorry for her. It's all right. Much love, my dear. Much love, my dear. Let's see.
I caught that, Erica.
Alto's journal.
Aldo caught it too.
Which one?
Did you read what? Are you reading what Aldo just said? Erica, language.
Oh, where the heck did it go? Ah, shoot. Oh, dang it. Oh, am I not seeing where Al just. Oh. Too funny. Too funny. Yes.
I wasn't
yes.
even going to say nothing because I don't even know bad words in Spanish, Erica.
I
you
know
do.
quite. Yeah.
Well, you
I
know
know.
one, but we won't talk about that.
I know a lot of them.
I know a lot of them in several languages.
Yep. Like, I'm pretty sure, Pedro's, a manioc, but I'll just leave it as that.
Yep. Fierce, apathetic Black Queen Chile was indeed. Chile, Peru, all of South America. They kind of try to cover that up for some reason. That's why one of my triggers is as soon as I hear somebody from a South American country try to say how racist America is, I'm like, do you want a history lesson right now? Or do you want it later? Do you want to know how it is that whenever I turn on Univision or Telemundo, the only time I see really Afro-descended Afro-Latinos is their perp?
I've heard Telemundo is like, I've heard their telenovelas is like watching porn. It's pretty raunchy on Telemundo. We always watch Univision. I think that was a bit much for my parents.
Everybody wants a piece of the sizzle. Oh. Yeah.
No.
Case in point,
Oh,
my
it's so
background. I'm like, shoot.
like, dude.
Who wasn't in on it? Are you serious? Seriously. But yeah, enough about Pedro. We're just having fun here. 170 of you guys hanging out here with us. Love you, love you, love you to death. Let's talk about uh let's talk about Ironheart, and we all know how I kind of feel about this in the beginning anyway.
Well, you know what I think about that, Cal? Hold on.
Yeah. So
I feel like that all the time.
Iron fart.
No, I feel like yes. Iron fart. Bless your iron heart. I think that's going to be my new Southern curse. Instead of bless your heart, it's going to be bless your iron heart. So you know I'm really not happy with you. But coming over from the direct, Marvel's Ironheart first reviews are all over the place, from disappointed to spectacular. Critics are sharing their initial reactions to the MCU's latest streaming project, Ironheart. Now, just for farts and smiles, I figured I would bring up Rotten Tomatoes, because the Pacific social media post embargoes about this ended at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 Pacific. Reviews are embargoed until 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. So I decided to go over here to Rotten Tomatoes. Oh, they got rid of it.
Oh, you didn't screenshot it by chance?
Oh, yes, I did. I most certainly did. Let me show you. Of course, I
Shame on me for saying
Not
that.
only did I screenshot this thing, I have it up on X as well. That 35%. Because when they say social media, that's anywhere. Like X, Reddit, which is a freaking cesspool. I decided to go over to Rotten Tomatoes. 35%. And I took this screenshot, I want to say, like around 3 o'clock or so. You'd have to go back through my X feed and find it where I put it. Well, it was 5 hours ago. 5 hours ago. Just in case people think that they're like, Lorena, are you making that up? No.
What time does this trash come on?
9 p.m. tonight.
I'm going to bed early.
I didn't get a chance to get rum because I really do not want to waste good Kraken rum on this. So I've got some cheap, I think
Mad
mimosa
Dog?
drink that I got, but close enough. I got it from Aldi.
Mad Dog. Erica, you're going old
Like a
school.
90s.
I think Mad Dog might be a little
Thinking like a
too
90s high school teenager. Come on, we all drank that shit in high
I mean,
school.
hey,
Come on
what
now.
you get at Aldi's? What is it, like
what's
10
it,
Mike's
proof?
lemonade,
like
hard
a-
lemonade.
I think it's like a mango wine cooler. Okay, yeah, Mad Dog territory. Something like that, but not Mad Dog.
I got some Jaeger cold brew in the fridge if you want some of that.
I'm just going old school now.
Jaeger.
But it's coffee Jaeger.
Coffee Jaeger. I haven't tried Jaeger. I was advised to not.
Oh
try
no, you
Jaeger.
got to try some.
Everclear
I'm
was
gonna
bad
make
enough.
y'all margaritas
I don't
one day when I
want
come
to.
into town. My margaritas are shit.
Yeah, the only way, I'm doing a watch party for it, for two reasons. One, so you guys can all share my pain. And two, because here's the thing about, and I always talk about my background. Okay. Supposedly Riri Williams went to MIT. I got accepted to MIT, but it was too expensive for my lower middle class family to pay for. So I did not go to MIT. I hold 2 engineering degrees. Okay. So I want to see exactly how they paint this chick. That's why. So that's why I want to see it. This is supposedly marketed to me, which means I'm going to completely I will say for transparency, I'm going to give it a fair shot, which means if I need to rip it apart, then I will rip it apart. You know how I am. But the other reason that I'm going to be reviewing this, and this is not to call anybody out. So if the boot fits, strap it on and march. Okay. You have people who use the word racist and racism as a pejorative, the same way that they would use girl boss. Calling somebody racist, first of all, it's a disgusting term. And it's a very, very weighty term. There's lots of people, you can call them bigots because that's pretty easy. But racism is a very, very serious charge. And I've seen people throwing that around this particular show. So I'm giving it a fair shot because if it turns out that's what she is, then guess what? That's what I'm going to call her. But I'm not going to throw the term racist out there like you would throw sand. So that's kind of like what I want to get clear because I see some people in the space kind of saying some of these, and it's on both sides too. People who give very even and fair criticism about the show are being called racist, and that's not right. That's not right either.
I have the
Why
same.
can't we just call assholes assholes? Why does it always have to be something more specific than that?
I say I'm not. I hate everybody equally.
Yeah. What did Arlie Ermy say in Full Metal Jacket? I'm not racist. You're all equally worthless here.
Yep.
I remember that.
See that right there?
Dude, I'm jealous.
You see who signed it? I used to ride motorcycles with that man.
I am so jealous.
He was a nice guy.
I am so jealous.
Who signed it? I can't read that.
Arlie Ermy.
Arlie Ermy. Sarge in Toy Story. Yes, he did the voice of Sarge in Toy Story.
Mail Call.
Oh, Mail Call was hilarious.
He used to love getting hugs from Linda. This man made me look short as hell.
It was so sad when he passed away because he was just.
We rode around Daytona a lot. We came into Daytona, we got to ride together and stuff. And
oh damn,
wow. He was a really, really nice guy.
Wow. Yeah, it's wear it. But yeah. So
that picture, she looks like she should be in what was the movie with all the bugs? When they had to kill all the bugs.
Oh no, Starship Troopers.
Starship Troopers. I seen that. I'm like,
oh, that was a really weird movie.
Right? Look at that pose. That's what it looks like.
Totally. All she needed is the gun. And do you want to live forever?
Yeah.
From what I understand with this character, and you comic heads, correct me if I'm wrong, supposedly one of the worst comic book runs out there from modern Marvel Comics was this Riri Williams character. Now, supposedly, one, she stole Stark tech. Okay. 2, wanted her teacher, I guess, to say that she couldn't do anything because she was a Black woman or something. Either way, the whole premise is she just got the suit with zero repercussions. Kind of like Rey in Star Wars. She didn't earn the Millennium Falcon. She just got it. She's not a Skywalker. They just gave her the name. Yeah, Avarice Carmageddon. That's what people told me because I said, I don't remember this character at all. Where the heck did she come from? Well, that's where she came from. One of the worst comic book runs either, which makes me wonder, and I'm saying this as a rhetorical question because I know you guys will answer it. Why take a failed comic run like that and make a Disney Plus MCU series for it?
Because they like wasting money.
Yes, that's right. They did have a drag queen in it too, for no reason whatsoever. interest. And no, we're not talking like RuPaul's Drag Race fun, because I did used to watch that show back in the day when RuPaul was just, he had two separate personas. So I'm backing up a little bit. RuPaul was the drag queen costume act. But whenever I'm forgetting to say it, RuPaul did in-person interviews, he was always dressed as a man. Nobody thought anything of it whatsoever. But now you want to drag this in here just to do it. Yeah, it did. Only sold about a couple thousand copies. And Peter says Riri Williams is infamous. See, I didn't know who she was. I'm just looking at it like, why the heck are you bringing her in this way? Let me show a dichotomy here. Granted, I can't stand Iron Boy. I can't. Except for No Way Home. That was good. Notice how they presented Peter Parker in the MCU. And notice how they are presenting Riri Williams in the MCU. Peter Parker got a scholarship. Well, it wasn't official. Tony Stark kind of made up one for him, but yet Riri Williams has to steal Stark Tech. Really? And not a story. I'm not gonna say that because first of all, why did y'all decide to put it in the hood in the first place? As if all Black people come from the hood. We don't. I didn't. So why are you putting that on the screen? Why do we need to see that? So that's the number one insulting thing. Not to say that you can't come from there, because there's plenty of stories of people who have done that. But why do that? That seems to be the rule rather than the exception when it comes to Marvel. So 50% shop. And Aldo said it's rhetorical, Tom. I guess he didn't want you to say anything. Mark Daly says because they're not in the entertainment business, they're in the leftist propaganda business. And yeah, you're right. Because remember when this thing got greenlit? It was a couple of years ago, I think, when it got greenlit. And then they put her in Wakanda Forever for no sense whatsoever. And they put her in that movie. Just like, why? Ugh. Even Ms. Marvel Kamala Khan is more liked than Ironheart, and most people don't know either one. I would say Miss Marvel is because of Imran Vellani, she's a very sweet girl, very, very smart girl. She's like, make movies people want to watch. Let's see. I'm looking out. So somebody else who said something here. So many great comments. I don't come for the hood. I just come for the wrong side of the tracks. Get it right.
You ever see that series?
Oh.
You ever see the Wrong Side of the Track series?
No, I haven't.
Vase. Wrong Side of the Tracks.
I haven't.
It's sort of like a Dirty Harry, but different because it's an old guy who's like defending his grandkid. It's pretty good series.
Good. The animated one. I couldn't bring myself to watch that one. I heard it was awful.
This wasn't anime.
I thought it was
Enter Vase was a regular TV show called The Wrong Side of the Tracks.
Oh no, I was talking about Good Times, what Fierce Apathetic Black Queen said.
Sorry.
You remember the 70s show Good Times?
Yeah, with JJ?
Well,
yeah.
Yeah. So they did an animated version which was just it was unspeakably.
They did it animated?
Unspeakably racist. Yeah, it was awful. It was absolutely awful. I didn't even watch it. I could not.
I love Sanford and Son.
It's so bad. Oh, Sanford and Son was hilarious.
Oh,
But let me go through here a little bit more so you guys can see what they said here. So let's see. First of all, they are going to be dropping. Okay, so there's 6 episodes, right? They're dropping 3 episodes tonight, 3 episodes next week. You heard that right. 3 episodes each.
how long are the episodes?
I think they're like 40 minutes long or something like that. But if you had faith in your product to bring people back week after week, why drop them like that? Because there's just no
Are they
faith in
trying to
this.
do a Netflix? I don't know.
If they would have dumped it, if they would have dumped it all at once, people would have dropped in, saw the first episode, and left. Because it's not like Squid Game, where they drop it and people are like, I have to watch the whole thing. I wish they do it episode by episode, but they just drop the whole one instead. But that's why they do it, because they did that with The Acolyte too, to get people to watch. At least I think the first 3. They did it with Kenobi too. They dropped like 2 or 3 episodes in one week. It's like, what, really? Nobody's gonna watch
Seems to
that.
be a trend that's been going on, even with the popular Netflix shows. They'll release a few, then wait a few months and release a few more. I guess it's to keep the audience engaged to the streaming service longer, I'm thinking is what it is.
Yeah, I know for Netflix it mostly worked because they would be cliffhangers, like with Stranger Things, the way they
Yeah.
split it up. It
Big
ended on a
one.
cliffhanger, and there's so much. It has such big of a fan base that they could do that.
Fandom, yeah.
Yeah, I don't
But
like
they did it too with they did that with Cobra Kai, which I mean, it was a pretty popular show, but I wouldn't say to the scale of Stranger Things. Didn't they do that with Bridger? Did they? With Bridgerton?
They did it. Yeah, they
And
did it
Half?
with Bridgerton. Yeah,
So I'm not looking forward to the next season.
that next season gonna be ass. This last one was horrible. I only watched half of it. It was so darn bad. They should have stopped with season 1 and ended it like right there. It's just
I wish they had kept the original. Was it the director from season 1 was the one responsible for how well it went?
Oh, it's beautiful.
I wish they had kept him because
Mhm.
he seemed to keep the integrity of the books.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people may complain about. I mean, I didn't read the books, but you could tell from what was being shown on screen. It's just like, what the heck are these people freaking doing? It was like season 8 of Game of Thrones. If you want a comparison, that's it. You know, the whole Dan and Dave don't know what they're doing. Yeah, that kind of thing. But here we go. Check out the first reactions to all 6 episodes of Marvel Studios' Ironheart below. Coming soon, Jonathan Sim called the series a spectacular dose of black girl magic. Really? Really? I freaking hate that. Anyway, I'm trying to save my fire for the review. Praising it as one of the MCU's best shows, highlighting Dominique Thorne and Alden Ehrenreich, he gave the series credit for being funny, grounded, and super powerful. Well, one, I can't stand the black girl magic thing. It used to be a very tongue-in-cheek saying, kind of like "you go girl," and just say, "Oh yeah, just do that
I
black
was
girl
just gonna
magic."
ask, what does that mean?
I have no freaking idea. I have no idea. It's just like this, just give you that special twist, like, that Latin flavor. Yeah, it's kind of something like that, but it's been used. How would I put it? It's been turned into a caricature for the most part. So instead of being like a funny, instead of like being like, say,
Like
a
a
funny,
tongue-in-cheek girl power?
yes, Exactly. Instead
Mhm.
of being tongue in
Now
cheek
it's
like
it's
that.
more
Mhm.
would you say it's got more of a racial slur to it now?
It has more of it that, yeah. I mean, cringe part in the Marvels where oh my gosh, Samuel Jackson, Nick Fury's, basically tells Monica Rambeau, "Go do black girl magic." I'm like, "Are you really?" It oh, it's black magic, Yeah.
Is there
It,
a
that
is there a Latina girl magic?
yeah, that one. Just bring it out, because it's like instead of being, like that tongue in cheek fun thing, it's like they just freaking, harp on it. It's like it's not even funny anymore. Ironheart is a special dose, spectacular dose of black girl magic. One of Marvel's best shows, filled with charming, likable characters from the heroes to the villains. Everyone is magnetic. Blah, 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 blah. Anthony Ramos in rare form. I will say, point of personal privilege, Anthony Ramos is freaking hot. He reminds me of one of my Puerto Rican ex-boyfriends, so I will say I'm actually looking forward to seeing him. Funny, grounded, and super powerful. Some clever MCU tie-ins, a very bold ending too. I'm wondering if that's a Shield review. Disney does not like you talking bad about their projects. Go watch some of Clownfish TV's videos about that. They want you to be super, super positive. Notice there's nothing that seems very critical about this at all. But Sci Fiction says, I'm sad to say it disappointed me. Well, don't be sad. Either did or didn't. Noting that Riri Williams and Parker Robbins' presence did not make up for the weak action or themes in the series. I saw Ironheart, and I'm sad to say it disappointed me. Riri Williams and Parker Robbins were likable, but it didn't make up for the weak action themes throughout the show. My full review from Sci-Fi Fiction coming soon. Well, it was a series that wasn't needed. It's like, why does it exist? Like, why did the Daredevil reboot exist? We didn't really need that. And it was horrible. So I'm not surprised when it comes to this, but that was their opinion. Let's see. I'm a bit mixed on Ironheart. This is from someone at Cinema Blend. There are solid elements like Dominique Thorne's performance. As an actress, she's okay. She's not wonderful. She's not awesome. She's okay. The fun supporting cast and awesome visuals and earnest themes, but the writing could be stronger. Some storytelling decisions didn't hit for me. Not a bad show, but could be better. Comic book movies Mark Cassidy was not fond of what he saw, saying it was obvious why Marvel decided to dump this on Disney Plus in 2-3 episode blocks. And we just talked about this. Giving the cast a pass, he noticed they were not given much to work with, calling the series mostly just tedious to sit through. Maybe it wasn't meant for him. I don't think it was meant for me either, really. By the time I get done with it. Yeah, this again with the dumping the episodes like that in 3-hour blocks just tells me they want to get rid of it and memory hole it as soon as possible, because I would think if you're going to make a series like this centered around a quote unquote black character, don't you think that you would want to have that out episode after episode after episode to generate water cooler discussion? At least that's what I would think, but
They have
they're
no
not
faith.
asking me to
They have
write
no
this.
faith. They have no faith in it.
Thank you, plant-based Park Copper. I would rather see Penny Parker than this chick. I play too much Marvel Rivals, y'all. But I like to see what Krista Joe said. Give us Morgan Stark. Now, I would like to see that. Tony's daughter, Morgan Stark. Or even if you want to do Riri Williams, what is it about her that would make us even interested in watching? That's the question that I have about this. Are you doing it just to say, hey, we did something good for Black people and that's it? Because that's what Marvel likes to do. Because if Marvel/Disney really wanted to do a serious movie with a Black character in it, they would have gotten that Blade movie done like 2 years ago.
Mm.
They would have recast T'Challa and they didn't do it. So you had a Black Panther movie without a Black Panther. So it seems to me Disney just wants to throw this out here together to say that they did something. Hey, stuttering guitarist, good to see you. Good to see you. And 120 of you folks watching. Thank you. Thank you. So glad you're here. Make sure you hit that like button. Fierce, apathetic Black queen. She is bringing it. I tire of hearing the trope of Black girl magic. It sounds like it comes from a minstrel trope that should stay in the early 19th century than social media. Yeah, I kind of feel like that too. It's I'm tired of hearing it. It's insulting and it doesn't do anyone any. It's almost like, I won't say almost like, it's like virtue signaling now. You know, oh, it's got Black girl magic. You should be interested in it. No, I don't think so. Didn't want to. Yes, Goo435. If they wanted Black Iron Man, they could have made a War Machine movie or get Shaq again as Steel. I thought they were supposed to be making, was it Armor Wars? I think. I know this was a long time ago, but War Machine, Rhodey was supposed to be in that. And that would have made 100% sense.
You're right. You're right. They were supposed to do that.
Yeah, it was called Armor Wars, and I think they turned it into instead of a series, they turned it into a movie. Let me take a look. Armor Wars. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Let's watch this here. Look at this here. Armor Wars, scrap plot, characters we will and won't see in Avengers, Doomsday, and more. So, yeah, Armor Wars was a movie. Okay, so I had it backwards. It was a movie, and then a TV series, and then a movie again, and no longer appears to be happening. And that I was looking forward to. Because granted, I really didn't like Don Cheadle. I still like Terrence Howard as Rhodey, but still, Rhodey and Tony Stark had a lot of history, especially in the Marvel comics. So having him as War Machine would have worked great, but they decided they didn't want to do that because Phase 4/Phase 5, they want all these female characters that nobody asked for. Now, aren't we happy Kevin Feige and Marvel have put Blade in development lingo? Can you imagine how awful it would be? Oh my goodness. I'm kind of glad too, especially since they put Wesley Snipes as Blade in Deadpool and Wolverine. I did not see that coming, and people in the theater went nuts when they saw Wesley Snipes walk in as Blade.
That's their gold right there. All they got to do is bring him back.
That's it. That's all they had to do. But hey, some mother fathers want to, ice skate uphill? That's what Wesley Snipes said. Armor Wars is a Tony Stark story. Oh, okay. I guess it was originally, and they put Rhodey in there instead. But it's like I would have been okay with that because that's been established. But they decided they didn't want to do that. So let me see. Like, where was I? Okay. Let me look at this one more. Let's look at this one. Okay. Ironheart is lean, grounded, yet high impact MCU shifting outing. Dominique Thorne is memorable and badass. Okay, that already puts up a red flag for me. I mean, does she fight better than Echo with that jacked up martial arts scene? I don't know. Anthony Ramos builds a complex antagonist, and there are solid surprises in store. Ryan Coogler builds a lived in and complex world, a solid, breezy outing. What I will say, because a lot of people are noticing Ryan Coogler's name, he produced it. Do you know what that means? That just means he put up the money and just made snap decisions, not the person writing the whole entire thing. So it's just like, yeah, you put my name on it and I'm done. It's not like him working in Black Panther or something like that. It's completely different. So the Ryan Coogler that did Sinners, that's him completely unleashed, writing, producing all of that. Ironheart, it's just like, okay, you did Wakanda Forever. We need you to do this thing for us. That's pretty much it. Stuttering Guitarist, hello, my dear, says, I'm really disturbed about the amount of criminal activity inserted into Ironheart. Seems like a huge step backward. That's what bothers me. Why is it you have to have a Black character, and then one, you got to put it in the hood, and two, you got to bring up a criminal enterprise? That's what aggravates me. It's almost like, and I think someone said, yeah, like with Batwoman, season 2, you make Batwoman Black, but you make her, an ex-con. Her mom was a drug addict and she was living in a van down by the river with a plant. I kid you not. That's exactly what it was. Ironheart might be more fun watch if it was directed by Director X, the guy behind Robin Hood. It would have at least been hilariously bad then. I never saw Robin Hood. I didn't I didn't bring myself to want to watch it. But yeah, I get your point. And let's see, hold on a second. Darth Plato, hello. Says the Hood from the comics wasn't actually from the Hood. Really? See, that's information I didn't know. Because if I'm watching this, I would think that the Hood came from the Hood. I guess not. But we joked about, oh, is she going to be living in a van down by the river? And sure enough, that's exactly what they did. Hey, Big Time Myrtle Beach said, thought she was living in a camper down by the river smoking doobie. I could not believe it. We were just like, is she really going to be living in a van down by the river? And sure enough, in the opening sequence of the first episode, living in a white van down by the river with a plant. Something else. Oh my gosh. I mean, the Hood in Marvel Comics is Hell's Kitchen. Yeah, and that's different. Because Hell's Kitchen is, one of those historical neighborhoods in in Lower Manhattan. And that kind of made that, and that made sense. But this is just like, hey, your stereotypical Black Hood, where they're going around robbing privileged people and taking their stuff. I will give them points if they rob a wealthy Black family. That's what I want to see. But I don't think they have the guts to do it. Because we're all supposed to be poor, remember that? And Stuttering Guitarist, you are 100% right. I have to do a watch party for Hollywood Shuffle. That movie is so darn funny. I'm Gonna Get You Sucker. That's another one. That's hilarious. You couldn't make both of those now. Shoot.
Nope.
Not at all.
Nope. Too many people be butt hurt real fast.
Real fast. Yancey Street, where Ben Grimm is from, is even worse than Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah, Yancey Street, rough area.
I tell you,
When you roll up and you're working for a car audio place that put in low jacks, and you get out of the car and you have radios, and everybody starts yelling, "Popo, Popo, run, run!" You know what's going on. And me and my coworker did not look like the Popo at all.
Oh Lord, In Living Color. That show was so darn funny. I remember they caught so much heat because of Men on Film. Two gay guys. They got so much heat for that. We're like, we don't care. CB4 was good. I had a question. Luke Cage is from the hood. They made a show about him. Luke Cage had a comic series in, I think, what was it, the mid-70s? Luke Cage with the disco shirt, the gold disco. I always call it the gold disco shirt, but that's what I remember. But Netflix made a series, a Luke Cage series, which I heard was really good. I just never got around to watching it. The Netflix Marvel series are way better than the ones that they do. Yeah, that's what it is now. Truly.
I'd never known.
Kids.
I've never been to New York City either, so there's
You ain't
I don't know
missing
anything
much,
about New York
Erica.
City.
I've been, and I dropped so many choice words. I had to go through the Lincoln Tunnel, how much they had to pay me, then show up in Manhattan, and then have to drive around Manhattan with people who couldn't drive for crap. It used to be New York taxi cabs, the cabbies, they would drive like it was GTA every day, and I freaking loved it. Now they're all in like these little Priuses driving. I kid you not. And they can't drive a squat. And it's just the worst.
I just want to go and eat my way through there. They
Remind me to give you
seem to
some
have good
stories
food.
about New York City, ladies, later. They're not air friendly.
They're not. I just know the first time we went to New York City because Camera Girl wanted to go see Wicked. No, wait. No, this was Lion King, not Wicked. That was the second trip. We're in New York and we're walking around Times Square, and she says, "What's that smell? It's disgusting." I said, "Welcome to New York." I get that updraft from the bottom. It's too darn funny. Oh, I like Bishop. I remember Bishop. Luke Cage, Power Man, had the yellow shirt that kept getting wrecked, teamed up with Iron Fist. Yes. Yeah, I definitely remember Luke Cage. My pizza is here and I'm ready to watch Ironheart. All right, well, we got to get going. I think my chicken is ready. I got to pop the top off of my Aldi Mad Dog 2020 drink.
do you want a co-streamer with you as you do it?
Yeah, why
A
not?
sober one.
Why not? I will
Go pour myself a drink. Send me the link.
I will drop you guys the link. We are actually recording it. But we're recording the whole thing. But again, if you are a channel member, there is a post with the link in it, so you can gather into the room, and you'll hear all of us for the most part. You'll hear us talking. All right, folks. Thank you guys so much for being here. Gonna go fall on that grenade known as Ironheart. So thank you guys so much for being here. We sure do appreciate it. All of the likes, all the chats. You guys are awesome. Take care. Subscribe to all my folks here on this panel, and we will see you all next time. As soon as I get the right outro. There we go. Okay. Night.
All right, everyone. Let's tidy things up.
Autobots, start your engines!
Not under the rug.
Otherwise, we'd spoil it.
Ready, Brian? Let's roll.
Hosing down the garbage pail and scrubbing up the toilet.
That's all, folks.
You're still here. It's over. Go home.